treat. Halloween has always been 100%, like, hands down one of my favorite times of year. I'm a costumer from way back. When I was in high school, my family and I did a haunted house that, like, the drama kids could get extra credit if they came and took part in our haunted house. I was a costumer for theater. I was part of the Calgary burlesque community for years and did tons of costuming for that. I've also been an actor for most of my life. That's what I went to university for. So being in dress up, being in character, I love it. I love it all. So having this immense craving for costumes and dressing up, once I had kids, I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be so much fun. Halloween is just like gonna be that much more epic. And then a couple of years ago, my eldest daughter decided she wanted to be Darth Vader for Halloween. And I thought, oh, this is amazing. So I'm looking at how I can build the chest plate. I'm finding like black plastic bowls that I can heat up and reform to make the helmet. And she's like, Mom, can I just have the costume from the store like my friends? And since then, we have come to this happy medium where costumes are half bought and half made by me. Everybody wins. So this year, Mina, my eldest, decided that she wanted to be a princess, which is a bit of a departure for her, I have to say. And her instructions to me were that she wanted to wear the most beautiful, most fanciest dress in the whole entire world. That's a little subjective. I mean, everybody's got their own idea of what fancy is. Fortunately, she supplied me with a design sketch. Our youngest daughter, who is 3, Penelope, decided that she wanted to be a smooky black witch. That's right, you heard me. A smooky one. And she, at one point, had like one of the witch hats from the dollar store that has long since been destroyed, and she wanted one of those again. So, what we decided was we were gonna allow the kids to purchase their headgear, and then we were going to go to the thrift store for like their dresses, and I was gonna do a refashion or a make or whatever needed to be done for the rest of the costume. On the way to the store, the 3-year-old decides that her hat must be purple. Fortunately, there was a purple one. And the girls both picked out a dress for the base. Penny didn't really need a witch dress. Like, I'm sure we could have found black clothes, but her older sister was getting a dress too, and I just wanted it to be fair, and it was the thrift store, so why not? So after purchasing both of the girls' headgear and their dress, everything else for these costumes is going to be done out of whatever I have in my stash. Let's start with Wilhelmina's costume. So she chose this white dress that I'm pretty sure was probably like a first communion dress or something like that, and it is too big on her, especially in the bodice. We're okay with that because this is Calgary, so either you're gonna have to cover your Halloween costume up with a coat, or you're gonna have to be able to layer clothes underneath it. So this allows us to layer clothes underneath it, which is perfect. For the refashion, I took the original skirt from the dress, slid it up the front, and put a new skirt with a full crinoline underneath so that she would have that big, glorious, like poofy princess kind of look. I also just happen to have in my stash a whole bunch of sequin bridal dress appliques. So what I did was I went through and I put a string of blue sequins and random blue sequins throughout the appliques just to tie them in to the sequins that I put on the sleeves and around the bottom of the skirt. And so everything kind of tied in that way. And basically, I mean, the more bling, the better for this kid. Now, for Penelope, she got a dress as well. There wasn't really anything that needed to be done to the dress. It's probably a dress that she'll wear later. The hem was pulled down, so I needed to rehem it. And I also needed to replace some buttons that were missing in the back. But other than that, she just wanted a dark dress that had flowers on it, and she found one, and she was super stoked that she picked it out all by herself, found it all by herself, and was super proud of that. So the only part that I really had to make for her costume was the cape. And I thought, well, I've got lots of like purples and burgundies and stuff, so I can probably pull out one of the colors from her hat and make it the lining of the cape. And I also happen to have this awesome like sheer fabric with stars in my stash. I thought it was super witchy. So I took this and made it the exterior. I gave her a choice of that or a couple other fabrics, but I mean, there's sparkly stars. I knew which one she was gonna pick. So I layered the two and made her a cloak out of that. I have to call it a cloak. It's not a cape. It's a cloak. So there we go. Both kids got exactly the costume that they wanted. They got to have the fun of going shopping for something. I got to have the fun of making something and just letting my imagination go wild. Everybody was happy. And I would say everything altogether cost about 30 bucks between the headgear and the dresses. Had I made the hat and made the tiara, then I probably would have been around 20 bucks. So it's like a pretty reasonable Halloween. What do you do for Halloween? Do you buy costumes? Do you make them? Is it a little bit of both? Let me know in the comments. I think it'd be fun to see what everybody does. I hope this video has given you a little bit of Halloween fancy, glam, smooky inspiration. Until next time, do all the things, like, share, subscribe, comment below, let me know what you're doing for Halloween, and I will see you next time.